Well, it is week 3 already of our confidence picks here on Bigger 10 as we are now fully immersed in the most wonderful time of the year. Let's bring on my combatant, co-host, never partner, Aaron McIntyre. Aaron, where do things stand here heading into week 3?
So I actually built upon my 3-point lead against you. Last week, you got Michigan, Ohio State, Minnesota, Michigan, Purdue, or Michigan State, Purdue, Rutgers, Indiana, Maryland, missed on Nebraska, Penn State, missed on Wisconsin, Northwestern, Iowa, and you got Illinois. I hit on Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State, Minnesota, Purdue, Rutgers, Indiana, Penn State, Maryland, Illinois. And I said on this segment last week, and I quote, 4 through 2 are really stinky to me. Are really stinky. And look what happened. All 3 of them outright losses. I missed on Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Northwestern. I did get Iowa State over Iowa in the 1 spot. Can't remember exactly how big the margin was. Well, it would have been 6 because I had a 3-point lead on you. So I lead you now 159 to 150. You ready to do your picks for this week?
I am, and I think we might have some variance with the matchups this week. So
Absolutely,
I'm looking forward to it.
We do. Yep.
All right, so I'm going to start my 13-point game is Michigan over Connecticut. By the way, analytics give Michigan a 100% chance of winning the game. 100%. Like,
so you're saying there's no chance?
Saying like literally no chance that UConn could win is what analytics are saying. My 12-point game is Wisconsin over New Mexico State. The Fighting Jerry Kills, one of the worst teams in FBS. My 11-point game is Ohio State over Toledo, who I think is the best team in the MAC, but they're going to be overmatched. For 10 points, I'm going to go Minnesota over Colorado. Minnesota went on the road to Boulder, routed these guys last year. They're even worse. I think they can almost name the score against them. Number 9, Northwestern, I think bounces back against Southern Illinois because what the hell is a Saluki? Number 8, Iowa over Nevada. And I hate to say this, but it's really because it's more of a fate of Nevada. Number 7.
I like it.
I had to add to your self-loathing. I'm sorry. Rutgers over Temple, but it's on the road. You never know, but I still think Rutgers probably wins convincingly. Temple's terrible. This is a classic look-ahead spot here. SMU's a good mid-major program. Maryland is at Michigan in the Big Ten opener next week. But I still think in the end they probably have too much firepower here. But don't be surprised if the weather holds up if this is a track meet between these two offenses. My 5-point game, I'm taking Syracuse in the upset in the Dome against Purdue. I just worry with the way Syracuse is playing with a lot of confidence right now. And they have the running back in Sean Tucker to keep the ball away from Purdue. And then I just worry again about Purdue. If you're on the road, you're trying to close out a game, you have no 4-minute drill with no running game at all, and that Dome's going to be rocking. So I'm going to take the Orange to pull an upset here. I'm going to take Indiana over Western Kentucky, but you want to talk about smelly lines.
Yeah.
Indiana only a 6.5 point favorite. This line smells so much. Western Kentucky is one of my point spread picks this week. I'm taking it only on the line because that line smells. It smells. All right. My 3-point game, I'm going to take Auburn in the upset against Penn State. I think this is a classic spot for Auburn where they rise up when they're written off and either play great or get a big win. My 2-point game this week, I'm going to take Washington against Michigan State, the classic angle I've loved to play for years. When the team that's unranked is at home against the ranked team, that pays out more often than not, and that applies to this matchup here with Sparty and the Huskies. And my 1-point game, I'm going to take Nebraska to pull the upset.
Ooh, boy.
That they end up rallying around the flag, that they're going to feel as if a huge weight's been lifted off their shoulders. It's also a bit of a fate of Oklahoma. I'm not entirely sure how good they are. They go on the road to renew a classic rivalry, and Nebraska played them very tough a year ago. They get them at home. I think they rally and pull off a 2-touchdown upset in the first game of the Scott Frost era.
It's bold. I like it. I'm going at Michigan over UConn in the 13 spot as well. Wisconsin over New Mexico State. God bless New Mexico State for just playing everyone, and that's how they run their football program.
Cash in the check.
Yep. Ohio State over Toledo. So our first 3 picks are just mirror images. I've actually got Iowa over Nevada at the 10 spot. If Iowa cannot beat Nevada, what's the point of being a fan? I mean, what's the point in any of this? If they can't just roll over and beat them, I don't know what are we doing here. Number 9, also a mirror image of you. I've got Northwestern over Southern Illinois. And then Minnesota over Colorado. I mentioned in Bigger Ten yesterday, it seems like every season Minnesota has a struggle with one team or multiple teams early on in the season. Obviously, that has not come to fruition this year. They look incredible. Could be this spot, but they're going to win. They're going to beat Colorado. Number 7, Washington over Michigan
going big
State.
money on this. Yeah.
One of the trend that you mentioned as well. I like that. Again, Sparty fans are going to get all over me, and I'll deserve it if they win. But I've got more confidence in Washington, especially going over to the West Coast and playing. That never hardly works out against good competition over there for Big Ten teams. Number 6, I'm going Purdue over Syracuse.
Here's a big variance game.
Yep. I think Purdue has enough firepower that they're going to keep Syracuse's defense on their toes. And I think it could be close late. But if it is a close game late, you mentioned the 4-minute offense. If it is a close game, would you rather have who would you rather have? Purdue's offense,
I think I'd rather have Syracuse with that running attack, actually.
I would rather have, if it's a close game and I'm down by 6 points with a minute and a half left, I'm going Purdue.
Oh, in that situation, if I've got to come back.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Then I agree with you. Yeah.
But
there's an 11-point swing on that game alone there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've got this one. I don't know, man. I guess Rutgers over Temple. Temple's not that great, but then again, I'm not sure what we have in Rutgers either. They did beat Boston College, but we'll see if that's lightning in a bottle.
And they played Wagner last week.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Wagner,
sorry, that was terrible. I'm sorry.
Oklahoma over Nebraska. I'm going chalk here, but I have thought about taking Nebraska as well, but I think Oklahoma can
5-point swing on that game.
Can get the job. I mean, really, can you count on Nebraska's defense to improve as much as it needs to in 1 week?
Here's the thing I think none of us know. How much of an albatross was the presence of Scott Frost? I mean, you said it on Bigger Ten yesterday. The guys were saying going into last week, I just hope we win so coach is happy. Yeah, I mean, they've tried everything. New players, new coaches. Anytime something went wrong and the feeling of dread that creeps in, you look on the sidelines and there's one constant there. He's not there now.
Yeah.
Okay. So this goes one of two ways. It's either he was the excuse and this thing just collapses from here, or everybody's like, you know what, man, we can't. There's no one else to blame. It's kind of on us to get out of our own hole and dig out of it ourselves. And it's a bit of a rallying cry. Yeah. So I could see this going either way.
Yeah. Number 3, Indiana over Western Kentucky. Agree with you. That line is very, very stinky. At the 2 spot, I've got SMU over Maryland in the mild upset.
Well, there's an 8-point swing on that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then number 1, I've got Penn State over Auburn. I'm fairly confident in Penn State, but not confident enough to put them any higher than 1. If you catch my drift there. So I think that's a big toss-up game.
So we disagree on 4 games. So there could be quite the swing this week, you bet. All right, good stuff, Aaron. Appreciate it as always. We are back at it again next week right here on the channel. Until then.